Hey guys, Davalis here at Barcrate Gaming, and our first project is going to be consolizing a Neo Geo MVS. This is the MVS 1B, but first we have to do something very, very important to it. We have to get rid of its rechargeable battery before it causes us any grief. Just 4 simple screws. And the shroud comes right off. I'll set that to the side for later. Alright. So you can probably see it right off the bat. That is our rechargeable battery. Since we're not going to be using this again, ever again, we are just going to lop it off for now. I need something a little heavier for this one. There we go. Well, fine. Do this the sophisticated way. Get out my Hakko desoldering iron here. Let it warm up. And we'll just whip off these 3 pins right here. So that should. And there it is. So we'll be tossing that in the trash pile. Make sure our holes are clean. And not that clean, so come back in on the top side. Much better. Now, before we go any further with any of the mandatory mods to make this thing work, we need to test it. So, the method I've chosen is I ordered a Jamma harness from the real Bob Roberts. Link will be in the description for most of this stuff. This is pretty much a standard Jamma harness. Now I've gone ahead and removed the wires I don't need from it. I have removed the plus 12 volts and negative 5 volts from it. So just plug it on like so. And this has all of our necessary connections right here. Power, video, controller, everything. So what I'm going to do next is I have a little bit of wiring to do. So I'll be using some various parts and pieces to fabricate connections so I can hook up to my Sony PVM over here. So I will get that all fabbed up and we'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, I'm back and I've got everything I need hooked, wired in right here. What I've basically done with this wiring harness is I have grouped my wiring together. I got my plus 5 volts and ground right there. Here is my video section. It's wired up to connector so I can hook up to my PVM here. And these are my player 1 and 2 controls. So technically all I should have to do now is plug this in here. Hook up my RGB. And I've got another cable right here for sync. Got a cheap little old PC power supply here. So just hook that up. Plug the game in. It's a little tricky to plug this in without the shroud being on it. Matter of fact, let me just put it back on for now. Just so I can get this plugged in. Turn on the PVM. And let's hope I don't smoke something here. Alright. So and looky there, we have video. Let me take this off here so you can see real quick. As you can see, we have video. I don't have the audio section fixed yet, but that'll come soon. Alright, next step is battery circuit fix and stereo mod. Alright guys, I've got everything powered back off here and got it stripped back down to the main board. And just to make it easier to work on, we're going to separate the cartridge slot board from the main board, CPU board here. Just comes right off and we'll set that to the side for now. So, for the battery mod, got a regular coin cell here, which will go in. It may take a little bit of finagling, but I can get it in there. But anyway, you can't just put a coin cell battery in these. You must disable the charging circuit because it's a rechargeable battery that they use. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but let's see, right here. There's three little components here, here, and here that we have to remove to disable the charging circuit. I'll have a picture in this area here for you to look at so you can see where to disable that, and so you know where it's at. It's in this general section of the board here. The battery was right here. Alright, so let's heat up our soldering iron and let's get those components off. Best we can. These guys are small, so I'm going to put on my eyes here. There's one part off. Some schmutz under there. Here comes this next component. There's that little resistor. And next is a little here. Pull guys off. Looks like I ripped up a pad in the process. That's okay, we're not going back to that style ever again. Now, need to get a polarity correct here. So negative is actually in the middle. And negative on these guys is the bottom. So, this may not work for this board. You know, I only ordered these parts like, 5 or 6 years ago, so it's possible I got them wrong. No. Some kind of like 1-cell batteries here. I put those. Alright guys, I'll be right back when I figure out how to get this mounted. Alright guys, we got everything done. Now, basically what happened was, of course you may know that the batteries the pins were too far set apart to fit in the board. So what I tried to do was I tried to bend one of the pins out and it snapped on me. So basically what I did is I soldered on a wire going to the ground side underneath, and I had to file the positive pin down to fit in the board, but now it's in there and I just soldered the wire onto this ground test point right here. So that should be everything with it. And just gotta make sure nothing's shorting out. Alright, now it's time to move on to the sound mod. Now, sound mod basically is you are doing two things. First one is you're bypassing the onboard amplifier because the audio coming out of the pin headers here is designed to drive speakers directly. We are hooking this up to a television, so we just need line out basically, no additional amplification, because you could fry your you could potentially fry the audio section in your television if it's too high, or it'll be really distorted and it won't sound very good. The second thing is the audio chip here runs on 12 volts. We have to remedy that. We have to make it, this chip will run on anything from 3 volts to 36 volts, so we have to modify it so it runs off of our 5 volts we're supplying it for our power supply over here. So basically what we're doing is we're powering this chip, taking this out of the equation, and we're building a little, we're going to build a little circuit board to mount here that's going to bring in our different circuits in. Then we're going to output it back to the edge connector here, because it's already wired for stereo out. Most mods have you tapping off separately or using this side connector here, but I'm going to use the Jamma connector here. My whole goal with this is to make this so I can just unplug it and plug it back in if I need to, without having to detach a bunch of wires from it. So basically what I did is I did some tracing on the board here, and I found these two capacitors right here. One's for right and this is for left audio. These go straight to the corresponding pins on the connector here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out, and when I finish my little mod board, the right and left audio wires from there are going to go here, and I can just plug on here. For my 5 volts, this is the 12 volt capacitor right here that feeds this little chip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this capacitor, and I'm going to run a wire from here under the board and connect it to the 5 volt capacitor, which is right here. So it should be pretty simple. I'm going to get my desoldering iron out here, and we're going to remove some capacitors. So this one is here. Actually, let me get my visor back on so I can see what I'm doing. Alright. I don't think I'm quite hot enough yet. This little guy's being a little stubborn. Now we'll move on to these other ones from now. They're a little bigger. There's one capacitor. The other one is kind of glued in here. Let's see if I can break the hot glue. Damaging this other capacitor. I don't know what it does, so. Cap number 2. Let's try this little guy again. Trying not to heat this up so much that I lift the traces. The little guy's on there. Got that, got my smaller tip. It's a wiggling. There, finally. Got it out. Alright. Now that that's taken care of, as you can see, these two caps are gone and this one is gone. So basically all I have to do is run a wire from here down. I'm going to try to run it down through that hole, under the board, and over to the positive side of the 5-volt cap here. So I'm going to have to use my magnet wire for that. So let me get that out and I'll update you when I'm done. Alright guys, I have got the wire run. It's going to be kind of hard to see because it's such a small wire, but there's the wire right there. Flip the board over, you can see it running right there. And to make sure that the connection is good, I got my old multimeter out here set for continuity. And we'll touch the positive side of this capacitor with pin 4 of this op amp chip here. Bingo! Alright, now it is time to build our circuit. Now we'll have a picture of the schematic or diagram up on the screen so you can see it, basically what we're going to build. And what you'll need is some kind of a circuit, breadboard. I really like using this lined board instead of just the perf board with just the individual pads on it. This is just easier to work with. You will need 4 47 microfarad capacitors. Get them open here. I have here, those should do just fine, and you need some 6.8K resistors. Any value should be fine. Let me see. We need 1, 2, we need 4 of those also. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let me get this circuit built up and we'll be right back. Okay guys, here's our little audio amp board we put together. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it'll do the trick. And luckily if we mess this up, it's just audio, so you can't burn anything up. So, this will sit in here, and we have to make a few connections. 2 of them are on this little guy right here, and the other one is actually up under this connector right here. So let me get those connected up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I got the sound mod all done here. Capacitor bit out of the way there. As you see, got my mod board in place. It's wired in here. This is where it goes up to the edge connector here. So let's get this thing together and see if we can hear some audio out of it. Put the battery back in. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to put 1 screw in it. Samurai Showdown. Let's see, now we need our handy dandy power supply. Let's see. First play. Jamma connector. Power. Video connections. Green. Red. using yellow for a sync. Okay. Now I need to find the audio connections, which are right here. And I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm not going to solder a connection on here. I'm just going to try to wrap it around and see if I can make it do something. So I'll strip these back. Alright. Smoke test, as another YouTuber says. I can't remember his name offhand, but power up. Let's see if we have sound. I'm not sure it's playing sound on. We have audio. Do we have the other channel? I know what we can do for the complete experience here. We will. So let me get my audio connection here. Let's see if I can do this without shorting my subwoofer out here. And you know the cable's not long enough. So come on, stretch. I just can't see what I'm doing off screen, but I'm trying to get my... It's very difficult to do, by the way. Cables aren't long enough. Let's add the other channel in. Dope. So you see off my lazy button just wiring a jack here. Alright, there's both channels going. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but alright guys, I'm going to call this a success. We've got the thing modified. It will run. Got our audio mod working. Video's connected. Our battery is inserted. Now, I really can't test the battery feature unless we try to save some scores or something on it. But, yeah. Next step is hooking up controls and see if we can play a little game here. So next time we'll be hooking up some controls, maybe wiring up the audio to a jack so we can just leave it plugged in. And yeah, after that it will be basically trying to fabricate a case for this. Finding a proper power supply, video decoder so I can hook this up to regular TV. Alright guys, this is all from Devalis, Briar Creek Gaming. Hope you enjoyed the video, and later.